All right, so this morning's Cup of Joe, we're going to go over the customizable listing presentation and a new feature that was there that I didn't know was there until I did some further digging is that you can save your listing presentation as an online file that you can share with people. So for example, here you see here, I've got a web link here to my listing presentation. And this will allow you to just send this electronically to your clients. Now, I didn't fully customize it yet because I wanted to just kind of show you what it has. So this is parts of what it has here. A lot of this is already pre-developed for you. You do have to customize it. And you see here, that's not who I am, and you've got your DBA. So you're going to have to do some customizing. So think about creating one of these as your template. Create a listing presentation as your template so that all the stuff that is stagnant information, for example, your name. My name's not going to change anytime soon that I can anticipate. So make all that stagnant changes to your templates so that when you are personalizing to your clients, that's all the changes that you have to make. So where did I get this? How did I do this? All right, so we're coming into your command platform and we're going to go into designs, right? And from designs, it's going to be a print app, right? It's something that you could actually print out as a booklet, or you could save it as this web link that I showed you there. So we're going to go here and we're going to go click on the plus and go to print because it is like a 30-some page booklet that you can print. I'm going to click on next. And don't fail me now. All right, so it's loading up here. All right, so we're going to go to listings, and there's two things here for listing presentation. So again, templates, listings, listing presentation. And there's two formats you could choose from. The one on the left with the black front is a more modern look and feel. The one on the right is more traditional. So I press the traditional one. And so when you click on that, you're going to click use. And let me go back to the beginning. Okay, so you're going to get these pages here. All right, this is the original listing presentation template. And you're going to add that in, and you can see I've already added the 25 pages that are in here. All right, so once you have that, then you just want to customize it. So instead of saying template, you can click on it. Here's a typewriter feature. I added an address here. So I'm not going to go through customizing everything, but I did want to show you some highlights as to some tips and best practices for this. All right, so let me just go through and I'm going to use this one just to show you fresh how it comes in. Okay, again, I'm not going to change every single page, so don't freak out that I didn't change a page or it's something still says DBA name, all right? All right, so on the left-hand side, you can see that it's got all these pages on it, all right? And what you're going to do is just start adding the pages in. Sorry? So if you like that page, you're going to add it in. Listing presentation. This page here is the instructions. I'm going to show you the instructions just so that you have an idea of what it says. And let me see if I can just make that a little bit bigger. All right. Designed for you to customize, right? It's not out of the box, but it does have a lot of great content in here. All right. So once you've seen the instructions, you're going to click on this bottom up down thing here. This will show you all the pages that you've added so far. And a couple tips. It always adds a blank page in the front. And here's the instructions. So if you want to remove the instructions, you just click on that down arrow and you can click the trash can here to delete. So it's going to delete that page, delete page 3. All right, so now you're on page 2. So this was page 1, page 2, and again, it's always going to have a blank page at the beginning, so I'm going to delete that as well. All right, and then you're just going to go down and do you like that page? Yep, I'm going to add it. you like this page? Okay, yeah, I'm going to add that. And you're just going to go and pick and choose pages. Now I'm going to pick this one here, and we're going to focus on this one here. All right, so again, you're just going to come in and click all of these. Now, my recommendation, which is my recommendation, is my market analysis. So they've got comparables here, right, of properties that I've sold in the area. I'm not going to do that in the listing presentation. I'm going to have a listing presentation, and then I'm going to do a separate CMA market analysis. I'm going to have a two-packet type process for what I do. All right. But what I wanted to show you here is as you can pull up your neighborhood, right? So let's go in here. So obviously it says Barton Hills. Barton Hills is somewhere in Austin, Texas. But what's cool is if you click on this, you can actually pull the neighborhood stats for your neighborhood through here by highlighting the picture, right? Because this is a snap. Remember snaps? Neighborhood snaps. So we're going to go to KWLS. And up here on the left-hand side, you can either grab a listing. So you could grab photos from a listing that's on the MLS. But in this case, we want to change the snaps, right? So search by neighborhood. I'm going to say Andersonville. I'm going to search for that. And there's going to be tons of Andersonville. So make sure you get the one that's in Chicago. And then you can see you've got these images. So this is actually going and grabbing the current stats for that neighborhood. How cool is that? So you don't have to research all that. Now, I say how cool is that? It does include all types of properties, so single family and condo. So you might say, well, this isn't as relevant. I think it's kind of cool to have. So I'm going to highlight this again. And if I hover over this, you can see it says Andersonville here. I'm going to click on the replace image, and there it goes. Now Andersonville is, the stats for Andersonville are here, right? And this is why I do a two-piece, because I want to do the sales analysis. So this is overall Andersonville, right? So I can show that I'm an expert in Andersonville, all types of properties, right? Obviously, you have to search anywhere that says Barton Hills. And again, just highlight that box, click on the typewriter, and I'm going to type in Andersonville. Now, you may have noticed that I did shift the image over because I knew Andersonville was going to be longer than Barton Hills. So it's real easy. You can drag, drop the corners, move the image, right? And again, there's Barton Hills here. So I would go in and change all this, right? So that the exercise is just to show you best practices. So you can have your Andersonville or your neighborhood snap embedded in here. Again, you go to listing or KWLS and snapshots. So now I want to show you, let's click on this one and let's find an address and change that picture, all right? So now we're going to go to listings. All right. Now you're going to say, hey, Joe, I don't have this property listed yet. So how am I going to find the photos from the MLS? Good question. And the answer could be, it could have been listed previously and you could maybe take the photos from that. Cover your ears, compliance officer. Anyway, so you can see here, you could search by address, MLS number, by agent. So I'm going to type in 1453 West Winnemac. Let's see what happens here. All right, you may have to scroll down. Unit 2. So here's what I mean. Unit 2 is not active. You can see the MLS number is starting with 09, so that was probably 2 years ago. But here's my listing here. I could select it. And once I select it, it's going to bring the photos of that listing. And from here, I can, let's highlight this picture, and we're going to replace it with, oh, is there a nice kitchen one? Where's my nice kitchen one? Let's replace it with that one. So that easily, I can grab a picture from the online. And then again, you're going to customize the address and all that stuff by clicking on it, 1453. Right, and then you might have to move it around a little bit. Best practices is use the arrow keys to move things so that it stays in line, right? If you just grab and drop, if you have shaky hands, you're going to move it a little bit left, right, and it'll drive you nuts. So I like using the arrow keys if I'm just moving something left, right, up, or down. And you'll see why I scrolled this down, because I knew the street address might be a little bit longer. West. So Winamac Unit 1, and you can see how I needed to move it even a little bit more. So I'm going to move this down a little bit more. I'm going to move this down a little bit more. And I've got to grab the edge here. Grab the edge. Come on, edge grab. Anyway, you can see what I mean by that. I'll fix that up later. Not the purpose of this exercise, but just to show you can pick out listings. So another place this might come into play is as you go back to your template and you're finding comparable properties, or maybe properties that you've sold, right? So here's a featured listing. I'm going to add that in here. And the featured listings might be things that I've sold in the neighborhood. All right, so now that I have something that sold in my neighborhood, I'm going to come back here, go to KWLS, and 5216 North Kenmore. Something I sold recently. All right. Let me go back out of there. Listing details. Sometimes it's a little wonky. Let me add another page. So other things I'll show you is you can pick different types of images, right? So here's Robert's there. You can get creative if you want and actually go to someone's Facebook page and grab a picture of them and save that in there, right? So if I went here and photos of me. All right, let's say I wanted to save that picture, right? Save as, save it to my desktop. All right, so now let's come in here and let's go, we're back here. And I want to add a photo from my desktop. There's a photo I saved. Open it in there. Again, highlight it, and I'm going to replace it. And there's that photo there. All right, so even though it looks foggy, sometimes it's fuzzy. Sometimes it's not going to be as fuzzy as you might think. And again, I want to add a little bit more in there, right? So you can grab pictures from Facebook, right? You can grab pictures. Let's see if we can go back in to the properties. All right, let's go back to KWLS. What was that? 5216 North Kenmore. See if I can find that. Oh, let's go back. There it is. 5216 North Kenmore. All right, hit 1. I'm going to select it. It's going to have some photos in there. And let's pick this photo. So I'm going to replace that with this one. All right, and then I can change the text. 5216 North Kenmore. Save changes. All right, so again, you don't have to do this for every single thing. You don't have to add all this stuff. If you didn't want to add this, you don't have to, but just showing you how easy that is to do. All right, listing details. you want, so it's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, right? If you're looking to compare things. Okay, so at the very end of it, so we're gonna save this. All right, so I'm gonna name it here test. I'm gonna do a file save, even though it doesn't auto save. And now I'm gonna see this where you can share it. I'm gonna click on share. And assuming this was done, I can share this page, right? Share design. I can save it again, just this page or the project, right? So you want to make sure you click on the project. So when you have the project, you can save it in Facebook or send it to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. But here's the project link. So I want to copy and paste that. And I'm going to open up a new browser. And again, this was all a test. And so let's see. So here's the listing presentation template, right? Remember how I said it was a little bit fuzzy, but it would show up crisp. So there's that. Again, you're going to customize this. Here's the image that I took from the listing. Again, we would have cleaned that up. For time, I just wanted to get things in there. Here's Andersonville, stats, the market snap, and how you can change that. The featured listing, where you can put in properties that you've sold, right? And so you see, you can create this and send this to them, right? As an email, compose, Joe Green, right? Send that to them this way, send. Take a look at the listing presentation. This is what they get. They can click on it. It'll open up in a new browser, and there you go. Pretty good stuff. It does take some time to create, but once you create the template, your name, your address, your email, your links, and all that stuff, then it's just a matter of customizing for their names and maybe an image if you want. So do the work up front, and you'll get rewarded down the road. But I thought this was a great little find, and I hope you enjoyed it. That's it. Have a great day.